Springboks and Barbarians, folks. Sorry, this is a much belated match review, but it was a 1 a.m. kickoff, and I figured it'd be a blowout. I didn't figure it would be 80 points to 31. 80 points from the Springboks. 80. Almost ran out of ink in my whiteboard marker with this result. Goodness gracious me. It was a very full-on match, which I think had a little bit of everything. Certainly had a lot of yellow cards. There were 5 yellow cards in this game. No reds, thankfully, but a variety of tries. I think for the Boks, in terms of their, Nations Championship campaign, they got, it's a bit of a training run, 80 to 31, but they got a chance to exert some scrum pressure. They got a chance to blood some youngsters. They got a chance to play, kick high ball game. They got a chance to shift the ball through the hands. They got a chance to get the ball going. They also got exposed to some world-class attackers because they still conceded 31 points. They got caught by surprise a few times, I think, when the Barbarians played Barbarians rugby, but they also punished the Barbarians' mistakes continuously. So it would have been nice for that to be a bit closer, but for the Boks, I think they get some good prep out of this, even if it, as I said, does end in a bit of a training run. They will put under a little bit of pressure for times. Ches and Colby got to do a bit of goal kicking, but ultimately that's a hiding among all hidings. We'll go through some of the key events. How do we go through them? There's so many. And the stats, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. The first South African scrum was from a high ball contest. South Africa had knocked it on, but they got a free kick at scrum time. Jasper Wiese, he just loves direct ball carrying, so he had the tap, and they passed it wide ball. Fassi, Kolisi, Edwil van der Merwe, try time, his first of 3 tries. He almost had 4, but one of them was denied. So 7 points to nil very early. Colby slots the conversion, turns around. The cameraman is too close to him. He kind of hurts himself on the camera. You saw the camera wildly shake after that. I guess if you're going to turn, you got to expect the cameraman to be standing right behind you. I've seen it happen before with the ref. There's a clip of Nigel Owens where he blows the whistle to give a conversion or something, and then he immediately just turns around and starts running. Bang, straight into the camera. So the cameraman also needs to back off a little bit. Goodness me. Didn't see that happen very often, but it's early tries to the Boks. 7 points to nil. To the Barbars' credit, they came back at them, like Miracle Whailangi, the Samoan number 8. He was taking names. He was busting some Springbok defenders. The Barbarians had gone close, had a 5-meter tap, couldn't score. So at least they just were not rolling out the red carpet for the Boks just yet. They were still in the game. They were still looking to play. And then they got the equalizing score. I went into this one not knowing the result. If it had been 80 points to 31 and I'd known that before I started watching, I don't know, it might have sucked a little bit of my motivation because I wanted it to be a bit closer than that. But no, Baba scored. It was Nankivell who was also taking names in this game. He was very effective. He got past Horn from a line-out move. Vakatawa, try time, perfect reply from the Barbars. I thought Vakatawa almost kind of overran Nankivell on that one, but no, he just stayed enough that he could be the support runner, so 7 points apiece. But then the Boks do their thing. They go on an absolute try-scoring run from the restart. The Barbarians are they're playing Barbarians rugby. But if you do this against the Boks, even if it is a much changed, partly inexperienced Boks side, they're going to punish you. They dink out of their own half. But you're just gifting the ball, gifting possession to the South Africans. There's some direct carries. Peter Steph Dutoy, he's the man who finishes it off. It is a kind of, I don't want to say it's a mistake punished, but it's a gamble. You're dinking out of your own 22 like that. It's a gamble. It didn't pay off. So 14 points to 7, and there was an upright tackle from TJ Perenara in this one in the build-up, so he gets himself yellow carded. It was a tackle on Norton, the young South African lock. And then it gets worse for the Barbars because Whailangi gets yellow carded for deliberately kind of slowing the ball down. I don't think he was deliberate. I thought he was trying to roll away. Maybe I'm just naive. I thought he was trying to roll away. But Grant Williams is over the ball and kind of over his body, so he can't roll away. It's smart play from Williams. But Failangi can't roll away, gets yellow carded for slowing the ball down. As I said, maybe I'm just being naive, giving him the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes guys get trapped in the back of the ruck like that. They try to roll, they roll the wrong direction or whatever, can't get out. So he gets yellow card as well. So we're 15 against 13. Can the Boks punish? 100%. And the way they punish, it's a beautiful pass. It's so good. Grant Williams, oh my goodness, the wide pass from Grant Williams to Edwill van der Merwe on the left wing. It's just gorgeous. Like, even if you were not interested in looking at an 80-31 highlights package, it's worth it to go rewatch that try or watch that try for the first time. It's just a ripper of a pass. He throws it half the flipping field. It is unbelievable. I like the way that Grant Williams was there because he was able to take a little bit of the pressure off Kewan Horn. Right, Kewan Horn's not usual 10. Grant Williams was really, I feel like, leading the playmaking role for the Boks. So it was a ripper of a pass. 21 points to 7. And the Barbars gift the Boks won through Visa. It's a kind of overthrow and line-out play. Visa's there, Johnny on the spot. He catches the ball and just direct 28 points to 7. It is looking, it's looking messy. It's looking messy for the Barbars at 28-7, and it just kept getting worse. The South African scrum starts winning penalties, as it was like to do. Dominant play. Then Riley Norton, this youngster, he was busy, man. I really like the look of him. I don't think I've really seen him play before, so very busy around the park. He gets one. Grant Williams with the pop pass to him, and he's over kind of first man to the side of that play. So 35 points to 7. Yeah, it's been a messy few minutes for the Barbars. We're only, 20 odd minutes into the game. And they're already 35 points down. It looks like it's going to be horrendous, but maybe we get the Barbars' best period of the game from here. Like, they actually go bang, bang, put the Boks under a bit of pressure, which I think if you're looking as a Boks preparation for the Nations Championship, this part will do them good. It'll actually have them, something to review, because they finally started to get their offload game going, like the likes of TJ Perenara and Callaway and Albanoz, Duan van der Merwe, like some classy backs. Got the pop passes going. Then Grant Williams gets pinged for a deliberate knock-on, which is another yellow card. It's the third one of the game. Can the Barbars punish 14 men? Yes, they can. Molina gets one after the maul had gone close. Pick and go 35-14. And then it gets better for the Barbars because Callaway gets one, and they run it out of their own 22. This time the gamble pays off for the Barbars. Maybe it helps when the opposition's got a man down. Running out their own 22. Fussy had to sweep a couple of kicks back. Peter Steff put a kick through, but it wasn't his best effort. But Fussy's got lots of work to do at the back, but they give away a penalty. 5-meter tap from the Barbars, and then nice wide passing out to Callaway. So 35 points to 19. And then from the restart, this is the one that the Boks will not like on the review. From literally the restart, the forwards shifted to the backs. Warwick Galant, who would have had a point to prove for the Springboks selectors, like he had a few Warwick Galant moments in this game, but this one was nice. He gets the line break. Vakatawa with a wee shimmy step, one-handed pass to Perenara on the support line. 26-35. That's game on, right? 26-35. Like, we're not too far away from a game. But the Boks had one more from halftime, before halftime. A handling error from the Barbars. Again, it doesn't pay off. Like trying to play out your own 22. If you make a mistake, the Boks are going to be ruthless. Scrum penalty, and then Colby has a wee snipe. 40 points to 26 at halftime. So the Boks are going a point a minute, and they would keep up that pace for the second half. Second half, the Barbars start pretty promisingly, but it looks like they've conceded a hat-trick try to Edwill van der Merwe, but that gets TMO'd for fussy high tackle, so he gets the fourth yellow card of the game. And then we get Kotza off the bench, despite the Boks yellow card, so he gets one to score as the Bok forwards go to work. So 49-26. Another yellow card as Elliot D gets a high tackle on Mkunu. Edwill van der Merwe does get the hat-trick, so 52-26. Callaway has some nice hands out on the right wing for the Barbars to get their only score of the second half, 52-31. But then South Africa, instant reply. This guy Moyo, excited to see how he went. He had a try assist as well. Sets up the one for Faf, who comes off the bench to much cheering, 59-31. And then the final 5 minutes, the Boks just go nuts. Creel gets one from Fussy. Esterhazen shows some real power, and then Porthen with some power too. 80 points to 31. Goodness me. That is That is a shellacking. It's a shame it wasn't like more well attended. Like you'd like to think that the boxing's the only match in Gqeberha this season, so you'd like that to be a sellout. But from what I've seen online, apparently the pricing was not exactly fan friendly. So I can see why people don't necessarily attend if the price for it's technically not a test match is priced beyond the means of people. But I don't know what the attendance was, but there was certainly a fair few empty seats there. And I don't feel like it's a shame it wasn't the Qatar Airways Cup. It was whatever that was the Barbars sponsor on their jersey. It was that cup because there's a bit of history with the Qatar Airways Cup, right? Last time the Barbars played the Box, it was the Qatar Airways Cup. But I feel like I'm not usually influenced that much by like on-field advertising. Like it's either not appropriate to me, not relevant to me, or I just ignore it. Maybe subliminally, it's planting some seeds in my mind. But the clip drift on the field and at the bottom of my screen kept making me want some clippies. I'll admit that. So maybe I am susceptible to advertising just like everybody else. The stats for this one, the Box, I mean, there's some good reading. 63% territory, 52% possession. Their line-out was 85% with this youngster Norton, taking 4 line-out throws. The Barbars line-out was at 60%, which is maybe to be expected. The yellow card count was too high. 5 for the game, 3 for the Barbars, 2 for the Box. The Barbars conceded a fair few penalties at scrum time. The Box will be happy with how the front row was going. Line breaks was 12-10, so the Box have got some great positives there to bust the line 12 times, but they'll not be happy to have conceded 10 line breaks. And likewise, defenders beaten was 37-23. The Barbars defensively were often exposed by the Box attack, but likewise the Box missed a few tackles as well. So it's a bit of a training ground field. There's plenty to work on, but I mean, some guys stood up. Williams with 3 try assists. Like I said, he was stepping into the playmaker role nicely. Callaway had 3 line breaks, which is good for him as he leaves Aussie rugby. Visa busted 6 tackles. Vakatawa busted 6 tackles. Failangi busted 6 tackles. So there was some direct ball carries. Nankiville had 16 carries. But like Norton, top Box tackler with 11. Top Box line-out man. Promising guy. Wusi Moyo from the bench, sets up a try. Looked to be playing with confidence. Fafa's back in South African rugby. So, yeah, I don't know how much you read into that. As I said, it's prep. It's a warm-up. And it's a hell of a scoreline from the Springboks. We look forward to see how they're going in the Nations Championship. I'll go buy some more whiteboard markers because look at this. Running out of ink, man. Too many scorers. But anyway, sorry for the belated nature of the review. But as I said, it was a pretty unfriendly kickoff time here at NZ anyway. But I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Good to chat. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Will be more rugby chat coming. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.